his daddy with whiskey, the sun he drove alone. And when his engine roared, they called the highway Thunder Road. There was thunder, thunder, over Thunder Road. Thunder was his engine and white lights and was his load. There was moonshine, moonshine, right down his fire. But all they swore they'd kill him, but the devil got him
Raise your glass high and enjoy the shine. It's time to go bootlegger racing, boys. Yeah!
Absolutely, Ricky. Welcome back to the old Yadkin Valley Speedway as we finish up the second half of round one of the Cousin Ricky Presents the Bootlegger Run, sponsored by Merch by Meekan.
The fans are feeling the stands and they are lining up to get a swig of Cousin Ricky's best brew.
The stands are definitely filled, Ricky, but I think I'm starting to see a pattern of people passing out.
Oh, they're just enjoying the beautiful mountain scenery. I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with my brew.
Well, don't look now, but I think you're starting to grab the attention of the local sheriff as I'm starting to see more law enforcement around the track.
What's that, officer? Moonshine still? Oh, that ain't no moonshine still. That's a Yadkin County water purifier.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, let me know how that works out for you. Anyways, as we had said before, the fans are in the stands. They are on their feet and excited to get the racing action underway as we are set for the second half of round one of this tournament.
The first 6 drivers are locked in for round 2, but now it's time to determine who will be the next 6 cars taking on the top 6 qualifiers and who will be going to the elimination round.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, so strap on in, hang tight, and hang on to your mason jars as we get down for these driver introductions. Starting us off with a qualifying time of 15.683 seconds in his 1957 Ford Thunderbird for DR3 TK Racing, it's Sam Hall. Starting second with a qualifying time of 16.131 seconds in his 1957 Chevy Bel Air for Man-Child Motorsports, it's Papa Pugsley. In the third position with a qualifying time of 16.431 seconds in his 1955 Chevy Bel Air for Cash Money, it's Easton. Up next with a qualifying time of 16.919 seconds in his 1957 Chevy Bel Air for Outsiders Underground, it's Clem.
Geez, talk about your junkyard find.
In the number 5 spot with his qualifying time of 19.053 seconds in his 1967 Chevy Camaro for Rage Racing, it's Rage Road. And finally, starting 6th in his 1959 Chevy Impala for Underdogs Unleashed, racing his way into this tournament, it's Blaze. And here are your 6 contestants for round 1, Group 3 of the Cousin Ricky Presents the Bootlegger Run. Now let's get down to the track surface for racing action. We got 5 Chevys in this race and 1 lonely Ford.
Make that 4.5 Chevys in a Thunder Chicken. Looks like Clem just got done with the Demolition Derby, and Rage Road missed out on the F-Body Frenzy, which if you haven't seen, you should check it out.
Ooh, nice plug.
What would you do without me?
Lap 1 is underway. Down the backstretch for the first time in turn 1, it's Sam Hall with Papa Pugsley right there on his bumper as he challenges him for the lead in turn 2. He takes it as looks like Sam Hall tries to take it back as he collides with Easton. Easton puts him into a tire barrier as Papa Pugsley pulls away down to the line. He's going to be your leader heading into lap 1 as Easton gets in trouble on the wall as the other drivers pass by him.
Woo, how about that a way to start off lap 1?
Papa Pugsley puts down a track time of 17.557 seconds as we check in on Easton being pulled off the wall right there on the home stretch by the emergency crews. As we check in on turn 3, Sam Hall is being checked out by the emergency crews right there in the tire barrier. As we check out the replay cam, you see them fighting for a position outside of the chicane. Papa Pugsley makes a blocking move on Sam Hall. Sam Hall has nowhere to go. Here comes Easton giving Sam Hall a slam into the back as they head into turn 3. Sam Hall gets loose as Easton turns him around and then slams him into the tire barrier. Papa Pugsley goes on. As we watch the other angle, you see them all entering the turn. Sam Hall gets slammed into the tire barrier as the tires explode. Then you see Rage Road get spun around as looks like here comes Blaze around the edge.
But Karma's about to catch up to Easton.
As you watch him come out of turn 4, Easton hits the outside retaining wall. His tire rolls up as he slides down the wall, coming to a stop before the line. The other drivers making it past him as Rage Road gives him a little bit of a clip as he crosses the line backwards.
And just like that, the Thunder Chicken goes from sitting on the pole to going to the rear.
A tough break indeed for that Thunderbird of Sam Hall, but don't count him out because anything can happen between now and the final lap as we still have 5 laps to go. It's lap 2, which is now underway. Papa Pugsley takes the lead in lap 1, and he is not looking back as he is already leaving the other drivers behind. As you have Clem following behind him.
Trouble in the S-turn.
We got trouble outside the S-turns as Range Road and Easton have collided as Papa Pugsley is pulling away. He comes to the line in first, followed by Clem in second. Then it's going to be Blaze in third, followed by Sam Hall in fourth.
And would you look at that, the Thunder Chicken goes from 6th to 4th.
Papa Pugsley puts down a fast track time of 14.860 seconds as we check in on Easton and Range Road stuck on the straight just before the entrance of turn 2. As we watch the replay cam, you see Range Road enters the S-turns just too fast as his car rolls over. Watching one more time, you see his car rolling over as Easton has nowhere to go. He slams into the back end of Range Road as they slide down the track, coming to a halt just before the entrance to turn 2. Tough break for both these drivers. We're only 2 laps in, but we've had so much action already taking place. You got Papa Pugsley sitting there on the first place position with Clem right there next to him.
I'm surprised Clem's able to hang on that position with that junker he's got. That thing looks like it's being held together with duct tape and bubblegum.
Well, we're about to find out what he can do as lap 3 is underway. Right out the gate, Papa Pugsley takes a commanding lead down into turn 1. You've got Clem and Blaze fighting for second place behind him as he pulls away from Blaze. Clem is now making his bumper 3 times wide as he is making a huge block as Papa Pugsley comes down the line in first, followed by Clem and then Sam Hall coming in third as the other drivers make their way behind them.
And finally, a caution-free lap.
And slowly but surely, Sam Hall has fought his way through the pack. He is back up into that third place position. Then you have Papa Pugsley hanging on to the first place spot with Clem right there next to him in second. Then you have Easton hanging on to the fourth place spot behind Clem, giving him a push. We have lots of movement going on as we are set for lap 4. Down the backstretch into turn 1. Once again, it's Papa Pugsley as the other drivers are fighting for second place behind him as they are all tight heading through the chicane into turn 3. Oh, they all get tied up as once again, Papa Pugsley is pulling away. He's going to come in first place as they're still fighting behind him as you looks like you have Sam Hall taking second place with Clem coming in third.
You got some stragglers coming in behind him.
Blaze and Range Road fighting for that last spot as Blaze takes it as they collide coming across the line.
Papa Pugsley showing his dominance.
That he is as he puts down a track time of 15.085 seconds. As we watch the turn 3 replay cam, you see Sam Hall getting turned sideways by Clem as they go into the turn. Sam Hall hits the tire barrier. Once again, the tires explode. Range Road hits the back end of Easton, giving him a push as all the cars are fighting for position as they go down the super stretch in the turn 4. Then you see Blaze as he comes into view. He rolls in, cannot stop. He hits the side of Range Road as they continue on down the track. A tough break for both those drivers. And with just 2 laps to go, look who has moved up into that second place position. It's the Ford Thunderbird being driven by Sam Hall. Can he challenge Papa Pugsley for the lead, or will Papa Pugsley be able to hold him off? There's only one way to find out as lap 5 is underway. Down the backstretch they go. It's Papa Pugsley leading them into turn 1. Sam Hall is right there on his tail as they head down into turn 2. Can he catch up to him as it looks like Papa Pugsley is starting to pull away? Oh, trouble in turn 3 as it looks like we have a collision of all the cars as Papa Pugsley makes it down to the line in first, followed by Easton coming in second.
Oh, Sam Hall got into more trouble.
Sam Hall's car has hit the tire barrier right there at the entrance of pit road as it looks like his car is going to come to a halt just before coming to the line.
He just can't seem to catch a break.
Another unfortunate situation for Sam Hall as Papa Pugsley puts down another fast track time. Sam Hall's vehicle being checked out on the final stretch by the emergency crews as we check out the exit of turn 3 as the other 3 drivers got stuck there as well. Watching the Merch by Meekin turn 3 replay camera, you see Sam Hall giving Easton some payback as he spins him around and throws him into the tire barrier. But Easton's not done as he goes back. He slams Sam Hall up the wall as the other drivers see this incident. They slam on their brakes and they come to a halt. Then you have Blaze with nowhere to go. He rolls down the line with no way to stop. He slams on his brakes and then slams right into the side of Range Road.
But we're not done yet.
As you watch the cars come out of turn 4, watching closer, you see here comes Sam Hall. He slams right into the tire barrier as it disables his car and he comes to a halt. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. It's lap 6. Papa Pugsley took the lead in lap 1 and has not looked back since. But you have Easton right there next to him as the new challenger. Then you have Sam Hall in the 3rd place spot with Clem right there in 4th. Will anybody be able to knock off Papa Pugsley, or will he be able to hold on for the win? Only one way to find out. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Down the backstretch they go one final time. It's Papa Pugsley leading them in the turn one. Here comes Easton trying to make a charge as he makes a pass in turn two. But Papa Pugsley retakes the lead through the chicane. Oh, Easton gets a little loose, but he's still charging forward as they come down to the line. But Papa Pugsley hangs on to the lead. Oh, by Easton coming in second.
Oh, a photo finish!
Clem comes in third, but it's too close a call between Sam Hall and Ridge Road as Blaze brings up the rear. Papa Pugsley hangs on for a perfect run as he puts it on a track time of 15.348 seconds. As we watch the replay cam here, you see Easton challenges him for the lead in turn two. He takes the lead, but Papa Pugsley is not done as they head into the chicane. He retakes the lead as they fight for it heading into turn three.
Easton tries his best to catch up to him, but he just can't hang on to the car as he gets loose exiting the turn.
Switching to the angles, you watch Easton gets loose, but here comes Sam Hall. He loses complete control of his car as he gets spun around. Here comes Clem taking advantage of the situation as he hits Sam Hall, but makes the pass as they head down in the turn four down the final stretch. Here they come. Clem makes his way down the line as we watch the two fighting for a position behind him as Sam Hall hits the wall just before coming to the line, and it's too close a call from that angle. We'll have to switch it up as we watch him one last time. It looks like Ridge Road beats out Sam Hall for that fourth place position. What a battle. And at the end of round one, Heat Group 3, your three drivers moving on to round two. It's going to be Clem in third place, with Easton in second place. And with his perfect run, the winner of this event, it's going to be Papa Pugsley. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a moment.
We welcome you back here to the Cousin Ricky presents the Bootlegger Run!
Sponsored by Merch by Meekin.
This is it. We are finally down to the last heat group of this round.
Right you are, Ricky, as we have 9 drivers locked in for round 2. But it's time to find out who will be the final 3 before we move on to the elimination round. So let's get down for these driver introductions. Starting on the pole position with a qualifying time of 15.683 seconds in their 1968 Mercury Cougar for Mako Racing, it's Kyla Young. Starting second with a qualifying time of 16.243 seconds in their 1967 Oldsmobile 442 for Gravity Throttle Racing, it's Speedball Herman. And the third spot with a qualifying time of 16.469 seconds in their 1967 Chevy Chevelle for Rust Belt Diecast Racing, it's Cupcake. Starting fourth with a qualifying time of 16.956 seconds in their 1934 Chevrolet Master Coupe for Bay City Diecast, it's Bay City Darrell. Also rocking out the 1934 Chevy Master Coupe, starting in the fifth spot with a qualifying time of 19.279 seconds, it's Stewie McNasty. And finally, making his way in from the qualifying race after taking one wild ride in his 1934 Ford Coupe for Wally Champ Racing, it's Willie Blackstar. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, your 6 drivers for round 1, Heat Group 4 of the Cousin Ricky presents the Bootlegger Run. Now let's get down to the racing surface.
Looks like we got the 1960s versus the 1930s.
Not only that, but we have 4 General Motors versus 2 Fords.
Those 30 models are definitely going to have their work cut out for them.
I wouldn't count them out just yet, as I have seen some amazing work done on those hot rods as lap 1 is underway. Down the backstretch they go for the first time. It's Kyla Young leading them down in the turn 1 with Speedball Herman pulling alongside of him. He makes a pass in turn 2 as he's able to hang on through the chicane. Here comes Kyla Young. They make contact in turn 3 as it looks like Speedball Herman breaks away. He comes across the line at first, followed by Kyla Young in second, and then it's Bay City Darrell coming in third.
Looks like we have some action down there in turn 3.
It would appear so as we check out that track time. As we go into turn 3, you see Willie Blackstar sitting there at the exit of turn 3. As you go a little bit further down, you see that Cupcake is upside down while Stewie McNasty is right there next to him. As we watch the Merch by Meekin replay cam, you see that great pass by Speedball Herman as looks like we have a battle between Bay City Darrell as Cupcake gets turned upside down as he strikes the tire barrier. Here comes the other driver slowly but surely. Here comes Stewie McNasty slamming right into the side of Cupcake. As you watch continuing on, it looks like Willie Blackstar just loses his momentum as he comes to a stop as he sees the accident right there in front of him.
As I always say, Robin is racing and Bay City Darrell took advantage of it.
That he did as he makes a great move into that third place position as you now have Speedball Herman as our leader with Kyla Young right there next to him in that second place spot.
And I think it's safe to say you better keep your eyes on Cupcake because he may be looking for some revenge for that pass.
We all know you would. Lap 2's underway. Down the backstretch they go. It's Speedball Herman leading into turn 1. Here comes Kyla Young right alongside of him. She makes a pass in turn 2. Hang on to the chicane. Oh, looks like we have trouble as Basie to Darrell rolls over. They're beating and banging as they come down the line. Kyla Young puts on a block as she comes across the line in first, followed by Speedball Herman.
See, I told you Cupcake was going to get some revenge.
I don't think Cupcake had anything to do with it. I think Basie to Darrell just drove it too hard. As we check out that track time, let's check out the cars as they are all piled up right there outside of the chicane before turn 3 as they're being helped out by the emergency crews. As we watch the replay cam, here you see Basie to Darrell rolls it over, just driving too hard for that chicane. Watch it one more time. His car just goes up and over. As we switch the angles, as you watch, he rolls over. Here comes Cupcake with nowhere to go. He slams right into Basie to Darrell, and then here comes Willie Blackstar slamming right into him, and then here's Stewie McNasty. They all just pile up.
I don't even think Cupcake tried to avoid that wreck.
I think you may be onto something there, as there was some track space open. It looks like Cupcake just drove right into Basie to Darrell.
Well, I hope he got it out of his system, because that just put him back another spot.
It may be back another spot, but it puts him right on Darrell's bumper as Kyla Young is your leader with lap 3 underway. Kyla Young leading him down into turn 1 once again with a huge lead over the other drivers. Basie to Darrell's trying to keep up. Oh, here comes Speedball Herman out of nowhere trying to catch up, but he makes it a little bit loose coming out of the chicane. Kyla Young is all alone as she comes down to the line. She's going to come across first, followed by Speedball Herman, and then it's going to be Basie to Darrell.
Woo, and how about Cupcake right there on Basie to Darrell's bumper, letting him know he's still there.
Cupcake was glued to the back end of Basie to Darrell, trying to do some intimidation tactics. As we check out the exit at turn 3, you have Stewie McNasty laying there on his side. As we watch the replay cam, you see all the drivers have no problem entering treacherous turn 3. But here comes Stewie McNasty. His car just goes too high as he rolls over and slides on his side as he comes to a halt. We're halfway into this event, and we have 2 big battles going on as you watch Kyla Young and Speedball Herman fight for the lead, and then you watch Cupcake and Basie to Darrell fight for their position. It's action and mayhem all over the place as we are set and ready for lap 4, which is now underway. Down the backstretch into turn 1, it's Kyla Young with Speedball Herman and Basie to Darrell right there on his tail. Speedball Herman pulls alongside. He makes a pass in turn 2. He hangs on through the chicane as they head down the turn 3. Kyla Young gets a little loose. Speedball Herman pulls away. Oh, he gets turned sideways. Kyla Young gets turned sideways as Basie to Darrell strikes her and comes across the line in second as the other drivers falling behind.
Woo, that's what I call racing action, boys.
So much action to cover in just one lap. As we check out the straight just before the entrance to turn 2, you see Willie Blackstar laying there on his side being checked out by the emergency crews. As we watch the replay cam, you see him entering the S-turns and his car just rolls on its side as he took it too hard as he slides down and comes to a halt before turn 2. As we switch to the final stretch cam, you watch him coming out of turn 4. Here comes Speedball Herman. He hits the outside retaining wall, then the inside retaining wall. He spins around. Kyla Young just gets loose. She spins around. Basie to Darrell slams into her as he makes it across the line in second, and she falls back to third.
The action has just been non-stop in this race.
I couldn't agree more as we've had multiple lead changes, and now we have a new challenger sitting in that second place spot. Kyla Young is sitting down there in third with Cupcake in the 4th place position. Can Basie to Darrell challenge Speedball Herman for the lead? Only one way to find out. Speedball Herman leading him down in turn 1 with Kyla Young and Basie to Darrell close behind him as they are exchanging back and forth for the second place spot. Kyla Young takes it coming out of the chicane. And she has her eyes on that 1st place position, but it looks like Speedball Herman's going to pull away as he comes across the line first, followed by Kyla Young, and then it's going to be Basie to Darrell coming in 3rd.
It looks like we had some rubbing on the back end of this between Willie Blackstar and Stewie McNasty.
It would seem we definitely have some action between those 2 drivers as we check out the Merch by Meekin replay cam. We watch him enter into the super stretch. Here comes Stewie McNasty pulling up right behind Willie Blackstar. He pushes him out of the way. Willie Blackstar gets spun around as they head down in the turn 4.
But Willie not giving up. He makes a pass going high backwards and pushes Stewie McNasty into the tire barrier right there at the entrance of pit road. What a move by Willie Blackstar.
And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to the final lap. You have Speedball Herman as your leader with Kyla Young right there next to him. Then you have Basie to Darrell in 3rd place with Cupcake in 4th place. Can these drivers make any challenges for the lead? Will Kyla Young be able to take the lead back? It's the white flag. Down to backstretch one final time into turn 1. It's Speedball Herman with Kyla Young and Basie to Darrell on his tail. Here comes Kyla Young pulling alongside, challenging for the lead through the chicane. But Speedball Herman hangs on to it as he exits. Oh, Kyla Young gets turned sideways. Here comes Basie to Darrell challenging for the lead. As they come down to the line, it's going to be Speedball Herman coming in first, followed by Bay City Darrell. Then it's going to be Kylie Young in third, with Cupcake in fourth, and Stewie McNasty in fifth.
Ooh, so close, but Speedball hangs on to that lead.
That he does as he sets down a 15-second track time as we check in on Willie Blackstar turned on their side just before the entrance of turn 3. As we watch the replay cam, you see him enter into chicane, and he rolls over, driving it too hard as he slides on his side, heading down into turn 3. As you watch the other camera, you see him taking it too hard, rolling on his slide, unable to recover as you watch him get passed by all the other cars.
Now how about that Bay City Darrell pass?
Watching the exit to turn 3, you see Kylie Young gets turned sideways as Bay City Darrell sees the opportunity. He takes it as he makes a pass on the outside as they head down the turn 4. But it's going to be Speedball Herman hanging on for the win. And at the conclusion of the final heat group of round 1, your 3 drivers moving on to round 2. In the third place spot, it's going to be Kylie Young. In second place, it's going to be Bay City Darrell. And your winner of this event is going to be Speedball Herman. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of the round 1 heat races. We have our 12 drivers who are locked in and guaranteed a spot in round 2. But we still have our elimination races, as the drivers will be determining who will be going up against the top 6 racers who qualified for this event. We have 12 drivers who still have an opportunity to make it into round 2, and they will be going up against each other in the elimination round. Who will be moving on to round 2? Only one way to find out, and that is to join us next time as we move on. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for being a part of this event, and we hope you enjoyed the content. And if you did, please remember to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to comment and share as we bring you more exciting racing action here from the old Yadkin Valley Speedway, home to the Winston-Salem Racing Series and the Funkhauser Diecast Racing League.
And don't forget to check out Merch by Meekan. Merch by Meekan is your headquarters for all your custom metal diecast signs and much more. Don't forget to check out the custom merch and personal gift ideas too, as well as the Cousin Ricky merchandise. Merch by Meekan. Gotta love those signs.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we love to give a big shout out and thank you to all the members of the Funkhauser Fan Club. It is your continuing support that helps our channel grow, and we appreciate everything that you do to make it happen. And if you're not a member of the Funkhauser Fan Club yet, please consider joining us, as we would love to have your support. That's right, it's a premium YouTube membership to show your support for the Funkhauser Diecast Racing League. This membership starts with special channel badges, custom emojis for the race premiere, live chats, as well as special member shoutouts and recognition for every race event. We hope you join and support the channel, as we have a lot more planned. Well, that's it for us here today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time in the elimination round.